Actually, Hairspray was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um, I kind of I gained a little bit of respect when he did that movie. Then he was in
that's
17 again, and then he was in
17
um,
again.
but that's kind of when he started. Um, let's see, I'm trying to find it. And then he actually did High School Musical 3,
Yeah.
and then 17 again. And then this is when he moved to Charlie St. Cloud.
Yep.
So this was kind of one of the first serious movies. 17 again was he's still kind of in this High School Musical
Yeah.
phase. Um, but he did Charlie St. Cloud.
Yeah. That was in 2010. I think that was like really the defining year. And then after that, it's been like
Oh, yeah, it was.
either been really funny movies where he's acted like, this college,
Oh,
kid.
you've got
Mike and Dave's, what does that say? Mike and Dave's need wedding dates.
ooh, that one I heard was really funny. I never got
And
a chance to see that
Neighbors
one.
too.
Neighbors 2. He played Neighbors 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He also played in Dirty Grandpa, which was really funny.
That was
That was one of my
awesome.
favorites with um,
I think I've seen the
Robert De
Paperboy.
Niro.
The Paperboy. That was in 2012. That was a nice
Um,
little throwback.
but then he did Neighbors 2 and 3. Now he's in the new Baywatch movie, which was really funny.
Huh.
And then he's got his latest thing is The Greatest Showman.
Did
Um,
you know he was in the Lorax? I didn't even know he
I
was in the
didn't
Lorax.
know where was he in the Lorax?
I don't know which
Actually, I think I
character.
knew that.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know which one.
but that's when he started doing like he was in the Lucky one, which was really good.
Yeah,
But Charlie, getting back to Charlie St. Cloud,
yeah.
Charlie St. Cloud was a movie about Charlie's brother Sam, who dies in a car crash. That Charlie survives. So they're both in a car crash. Charlie
Mhm.
survives. His brother does not. And Charlie is given the gift of seeing his dead brother um, every day for because essentially what happens is he makes a deal with his brother
Mhm.
that he was going to teach him baseball
Yep.
out in this specific spot. And one day he was running out there and his brother meets him. Um, and so then that's what he does. He works at a cemetery and he goes out there every this day at this time. Um,
How many years did that go on? I'm trying to
I
think.
don't remember.
I remember they
Um,
jumped a couple, but
right. But then there was a girl who he falls in love with, um, and he might have to choose between his girlfriend and his brother. And there was I'm trying not to spoil a lot of it because there was some really defining scenes in that movie.
so dramatic.
Oh, it was really traumatic, but it was really good.
Yeah, and I mean, like, how his brother died. I mean, he was simply just going to a party, and he had his, brother in his car, and then just, you know,
And was he
that
gonna
that
drop his
car.
brother off somewhere?
I think so, at his friend's house,
Yeah.
as he was gonna go to this party,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
because neither one of them was supposed to go anywhere.
yeah,
And his
because the
his
mom was working a late shift at the hospital, I believe.
yeah, and the little brother was like, "Well, if you go, can you drop me off at my buddy's?" And he's like, "No, no, 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 no."
Mm-hmm.
So finally, he said yes, and then that's when they got in the car accident.
Yep, on the
Um,
way there, and it wasn't even their fault. It was a drunk driver.
right. Well, and then you see him talking to his best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And this really movie, the whole movie is not what it seems.
Yeah.
Is what I want to say, just because I don't want to give it too much
Yeah,
away.
it's hard to tell which is which. Like it's
Yes.
it's hard to tell if they're there or if they're not for
Yeah,
whoever he's
that's
talking
why I
to.
said
Yeah,
nothing is as it seems.
yeah,
Just because it switches up so much that it always catches you by surprise.
yep.
Another good movie, and it has Saint in it, was Saint Vincent. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm, I
That
have
was a
not.
Netflix movie. I think that was a Netflix movie.
Huh.
That had trying to think that had um, what's her last name's McCarthy. Is her first name Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah, let's go with
Um,
that.
and Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Ah, Bill Murray.
Um,
Remember when he died in the what do you call it in what was it Zombieland?
I don't remember. I
He
didn't watch that one.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I know him from Ghostbusters.
Ah, oh yeah, that was a big thing in the
Um,
movie.
no, anyway, so it had Bill Murray, Melissa McCarthy, Naomi Watts, and a lot of other people. And essentially, what this movie was about was a young boy whose parents have just divorced, and he finds an unlikely friend and mentor in the um, misanthropic and uh, Bowdy. war veteran that lives next door, who's played by um, Bill Murray. And this is another one of those movies where nothing is as it seems. You know,
Mhm.
he kind of seems like a very, very selfish guy, and in the end, you kind of get slapped in the face with that. And it's a super good movie. So both of these are really good. Actually, we can do our. I mean, if you haven't seen this, but I guess in a way we're kind of doing our fresh and retro because our fresh one is the St. Vincent. It came out in 2014.
Mhm.
Um, it's super good if you ever get a chance, and it was on Netflix. I don't know if it is on Netflix anymore.
Why do they
Um,
take those off? That confuses me when they take things off.
I don't know. It irritates the crap out of me too. They took off the whole Doctor Who series, and I blew a gasket when they did.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Um, because I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
Maybe they get paid to take it off because it gains so much popularity that the actual old company could just, I don't know, put it out there. I've never tried Amazon Video, nor do I want to.
Well, I've
But
got Amazon Prime, so I've got
oh, you
Amazon
do?
Video, and it's
Ooh,
decent, but it's not completely
yeah,
all it's cracked up to be because it has to have that Prime next to it, and if it doesn't, then you're kind of in trouble.
yeah.
Um, but okay, so Saint Vincent is on Netflix still. Um, so if you ever get a chance to see it, it is really, really, really good. Um, there's actually one point in the commercial when you watch it, and he's like, "Is he mowing dirt?" And he said, "Yes." Why is he mowing dirt? It builds character because his backyard has no grass in it. He keeps pushing the mower around it. So
Oh
it's
man.
but it's a really good series if you or a really good movie if you ever get a chance. I would highly suggest you watch it. But this Charlie St. Cloud movie was just phenomenal.
Mhm.
Um, so in a way, I guess we
Yeah,
did the Netflix fresh and retro pick of the week
I
without
like
even
that.
really trying.
Oh yeah, I think we got to mention that this girl. Originally Charlie is really big into sailing. You know, it starts off the movie like that, with Sam and him sailing.
Yeah,
And this girl is a sailor, and she's big into it as well as he sort of grows out of it after Sam passes away.
right,
But that really sparks his love for her as well. Is what sailing is kind of brings back into it, and there's a huge aspect of sailing later on in the movie, but we'll stop there so we don't
right.
give anything away. But it's an awesome pick, so for sure you need to check that out.
Yeah, it's a super good movie. Like we've been saying, if you ever get a chance to watch it, I would highly suggest it. Just because it's so um,
It's I mean there's a lot of just changes, and you're like, wow, I was not expecting that, but
yeah,
now I see the larger picture.
yeah. There's a lot of loopholes. It's kind of
And
like
you,
it's kind of like when you see a shot of something
mhm.
really close up, and then it kind of zooms out, and you're like, whoa, that's nothing what it looks like.
Yep.
Um,
Or like you see something like, oh, I bet that's what they're trying to say, with foreshadowing, whatever it
yeah,
may be.
yeah. So it's
It's a lot of great elements.
awesome elements. Um, so I think that kind of takes us to the end of our show. So if there's like I say every week, if there's anything in our show that you didn't like or that you liked, please let us know. I always like feedback. I just like to know what if we talk about something you like, I want to talk more about it.
Hmm.
If we talk about things you don't, same thing. I mean, if you don't like it, we'll try
Hmm.
not to talk about it. Um, but either way, hit me up on Facebook. We are on Facebook, Twitter. Um, we are not on Instagram. I'm still working on that. We are also, if you look in the description, this is still kind of new, but it's been going on for a couple weeks. Um, there is in our description, it'll say like, thank you for listening to our show. It'll say hit us up on social media. That's where it's got our Facebook, a link to our Facebook, our Twitter. Also, it'll say other places to find us. We're at Spreaker.com mainly. We're also on Pippa, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube. Um, so you can find us on any of those. The best one is Spreaker. The second best one is YouTube or iTunes, both of which. So if you could shoot on over to Spreaker and give us a like, or Facebook, or all of them. Our iTunes is kind of dropping off a little bit. We're really not getting too much over there. So shoot to our iTunes if you're a big iTunes user, and give us a like, give us a comment. and let everyone know how good our show is. Um, because there's a lot of you out there that listen to it. So now that we've got a following, let's get that interaction going, guys. This is what it's all about. Um, and this is why we do the show. A big thanks to Gordon, now that I can remember his name, for coming out and being on the show. It was awesome to have you. You made
I
a really good
appreciate it.
host. Anytime you would like to come back, you're more than welcome.
Oh, why, thank you.
You're welcome. Um, so yeah, so like I said, if there's anything that you didn't like about our show, let us know. I'm always changing format, changing, just trying to move things along. Trying to evolve. Like I said, when I first started, I had a little tiny mixer and a couple microphones, and now I've got, some very professional looking equipment, some very professional, sounding equipment. I've upscaled, and it started with a little seed. So let's keep the seed of the show growing into, a very successful podcast. That way we can, I can keep doing it for you guys, and so you guys can enjoy it for a long time. Other than that, you got any kind of final comments?
Overall, I loved it. It was awesome. I appreciate the opportunity to come on, and I will definitely try to come back on and do some more fun things. I like this. It's a lot of fun to talk, and I think a lot of the things, once you watch it and you can review and sort of talk about your perspective on it, it's pretty cool. It's an honor.
Right. Well, thank you again for coming on. Anytime you would like to come on would be, I'd be more than happy to have you. So until next time, this is Ken how we end the show. I'm gonna say my name, you'll say yours, and then we'll sign off. Okay.
All right, cool.
So until next time, I'm Eric Smith,
My name's Gordon Meyer.
signing off.